What's going on, baseball aficionados? In a sport that sometimes feels dominated by the long ball, there's still something incredibly satisfying about a guy who can just flat out hit. And that, my friends, brings us to Luis Arraez, a human hitting machine who seems to be playing a real-life game of MLB hot potato. You sent over this article, and it details a potential trade that would send Arraez, the reigning batting champion, to his fourth team in as many seasons. Let's break down this whirlwind of a career and the latest trade buzz. Luis Arraez has become a bit of a legend for his ability to consistently hit for a high average. He snagged the AL batting title with the Minnesota Twins in 2022. Then, in the offseason, he was shipped off to the Miami Marlins. Did that slow him down? Nope. In 2023, he led all of MLB with a scorching .354 average. You'd think the Marlins would hold on to a guy like that, right? Wrong. Just when it seemed like he'd found a home, Arraez was traded again, this time to the San Diego Padres during the 2024 season. And guess what? He only went out and won another batting title in 2024. This time in the National League, hitting a cool .314. It's like he collects batting titles like some people collect stamps. And now, you guessed it, the rumor mill is churning. And he's once again on the trade block. This guy needs a frequent trader card with MLB. So, where could Arraez land next in this incredible baseball journey? According to this article, one team that could really use his consistent bat in their lineup is the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs have been looking for ways to inject more offense into their lineup. And a guy who can hit for average like Arraez could be just what they need. If the Padres are indeed willing to move Arraez, the article proposes a potential trade package that could make sense for both sides. Here's what the article suggests the trade could look like. Cubs receive 1B, 2B Luis Arraez. Padres receive LHP Jordan Wicks, CHC number 16 prospect Jack Neely, CHC number 30 prospect Eli Lovich. Let's break down what each team would be getting in this scenario. For the Cubs, they'd be acquiring a proven hitter who can get on base at a high clip. Something that's always valuable in baseball, even in this era of home run obsession. Arraez's versatility to play both first and second base would also give the Cubs some flexibility in their lineup. On the other side of the diamond, the Padres would be getting some much-needed pitching depth. With the early season injury to Darvish, their rotation could use a boost. Jordan Wicks is a left-handed pitcher who is reportedly MLB ready and could potentially step into the rotation or even contribute out of the bullpen. Jack Neely is a Triple-A arm who has even had a taste of the big leagues with 6 innings of major league experience under his belt. Eli Lovich, a 19-year-old outfielder, is described as more of a throw-in prospect with potential for the future. This trade proposal seems to address potential needs for both the Cubs and the Padres. The Cubs are looking for consistent offensive production, and Arraez certainly provides that. The Padres, facing a pitching injury and potentially looking to the future, would acquire some young arms to bolster their staff. The article does mention that Arraez only has 1 year of team control remaining, which might explain why the Padres wouldn't be able to command a bigger haul in return. Simulates a quick search for the Cubs' offensive needs, the Padres' pitching situation, and the rankings of the mentioned prospects. Okay. Looking around, the Cubs have definitely been looking to add more consistent hitters to their lineup. Their offense has been streaky at times, and a high-average guy like Arraez could provide some stability. The Padres, with Darvish's injury, are indeed a bit thin on proven starting pitching, so acquiring a near-ready arm like Wicks makes sense. The prospect rankings mentioned in the article seem to align with general assessments of the Cubs' farm system. You almost have to feel for Luis Arraez. He's so good at hitting. Teams keep trading for him, and then apparently decide they need something else. His suitcase must be permanently packed and ready to go at a moment's notice. Maybe he should start asking for a frequent flyer bonus in his contracts. As with any trade proposal, there's no guarantee this deal will actually come to fruition. There are always multiple factors at play, including other teams potentially getting involved, the Padres' asking price, and the Cubs' willingness to part with those specific prospects. However, on paper, it seems like a trade that could potentially benefit both organizations. So, The Luis Arraez trade saga continues. Will he be donning the pinstripes of the Chicago Cubs next? It's definitely a possibility that has baseball fans buzzing. Keep your eyes peeled as the trade deadline approaches. You never know what kind of surprises the MLB hot stove will cook up next. What do you think about this proposed trade? Would Luis Arraez be a good fit for the Chicago Cubs? Do you think the Padres are getting enough in return? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video. Subscribe for more MLB trade rumors and analysis. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the action. We'll see you in the next one. Get ready for another potential shakeup in Major League Baseball. Luis Arraez, the reigning batting champion, could be on the move yet again. This guy is a hitting machine, winning the AL batting title in 2022 with the Twins. Then leading all of MLB with an incredible .354 average with the Marlins in 2023. And then winning the NL batting title with the Padres in 2024. That's 3 batting titles with 3 different teams in just 4 seasons. Talk about a journeyman of hitting. And guess what? It looks like Arraez might be on the trade block once again. The San Diego Padres, who acquired him last season, could be looking to move him. And one team that's reportedly interested is the Chicago Cubs. The article proposes a trade package that would send Arraez to the Windy City in exchange for a few Cubs prospects. Let's break down the potential deal. The Chicago Cubs would receive 1B, 2B Luis Arraez. The San Diego Padres would receive LHP Jordan Wicks, Cubs number 16 prospect. RHP Jag Neely, Cubs number 30 prospect. Of Eli Lovich, Cubs prospect. So, why would the Cubs want Arraez? Well, they could definitely use a high-average bat in their lineup. In today's game, where home runs often overshadow getting on base, Arraez's consistent ability to hit for average is a valuable asset. And why would the Padres consider moving him again? The article points to the early season injury to their pitcher Darvish as a key reason. This trade would give the Padres a major league-ready arm in Jordan Wicks who could slot into their rotation or even the bullpen. They would also get a AAA arm in Jag Neely, who has some limited big league experience, and a young outfield prospect in Eli Lovich as a bit of a throw-in. The article does mention that the fact Arraez only has 1 year of team control remaining might limit the return the Padres could get for him. If he had more years on his contract, they might be able to command a bigger haul. This potential trade could be a win-win for both teams. The Cubs would get a proven hitter who can consistently get on base, while the Padres would address their need for pitching depth. It's definitely something to keep an eye on as the season progresses. What do you think of this potential trade? Would Luis Arraez be a good fit for the Chicago Cubs? Let us know in the comments below.